Hello and welcome back to High Functioning Slightly Faded. I am so sorry that my voice sounds like this today, but we're going to make it work. I am delighted to be joined by the chillest motherfucker, a worldwide traveler, the Albanian charmer, and your local male nurse that the old women love to flirt with. And good news, ladies, he's flirting back. Just kidding. All jokes aside, I am joined today by Timi. Yay, woo.
Yo. Thank you,
Thank you
Julie.
for coming on the podcast today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. That was very flattering. Yeah, it's a
of
pleasure to
course.
be on this podcast. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
Podcast.
I'm so excited to have you on. For those of you who don't know, Timmy and I are homies and we're also nurses together, which brings me to my first question. Why'd you want to become a nurse?
Oh man,
I have to ask that for everyone.
Yeah, well, it's a special thing we do. Very relatable to kind of life. Just how we come across a lot of sicknesses and like diseases, and obviously we're gonna run into that at some point of our lives. But just to know about it, study about it, learn how we can help out, and also we're functioning. We're able to give back to like certain people that aren't able to do things for themselves. Is how I see it. But
That's
yeah,
nice.
at the end of the day, Julie, it's a good thing we do, but also solid job secure. A lot of things we can do with it. We can move on, expand. Go back to school, for example. I was talking to you earlier, but yeah, at the same time, it's a lot of good things come out of it, and at the end of the day, a dollar's a dollar. But there's a lot of fulfillment that you get, on the sides. Yeah, that's pretty much how I see it.
That was beautifully worded.
Yeah, thank you. I'll try.
Do you think as a male nurse that your experience is a lot different from like what the women experience? Because it is a little bit different than other industries because it's female dominated.
Yeah, it is sometimes. I'd say not really challenging, but it's different. Working with a lot of in a female dominated you know career, but at the same time, there's a lot of males too that we work with that try to. There's a lot of things that we could relate to, but at the same time, you know, usually at work everything's pretty professional. Everybody's
Yeah,
professional at work.
definitely.
It's not really like gender. We don't really see it as gender. If anything, it's mostly like I can help with like boosts and like kind of ADLs, helping people up. But
We need someone tall to hit the button on the Hoyer.
yeah, things like that. But at the same time, it's good to get different perspective at work. There's a lot of good things that I've learned from working with women too at the same time. So
That's true. I feel like too, like in the same way that some people want women for whatever reason, some people also only want men or feel more comfortable with them. I feel like, especially recently, we had a patient that maybe didn't bond with a lot of people, but Timmy took care of this patient a lot, and they definitely were boys by the end of this person's admission. And I do feel like it gives like a different person for the patients to open up to and have support from than just like a bunch of 20-year-old girls.
yeah. Nah, I think it's really important to be able to just kind of get on their level and try to help make them feel comfortable too at work. It's a like I said, it's weird. It's weird to for them to be able to talk to somebody younger, because usually all
Yeah.
the people we talk to are a lot older. Sometimes we
Yeah.
get occasional people our age,
Yeah. It's like weird
but
when we have someone our age. I'm like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
but just thinking,
Usually they're like 100.
yeah, just thinking about it, it's like basically like you throw in perspective, like we're in the hospital and we have like a 6-year-old or not even like a 5-year-old kind of
Yeah.
like taking care. So we're kind of we're always just they know that we're like professional and stuff, but it's good to be able to make them feel comfortable in a sense where you know uh
I mean, they have so much going
yeah,
on
they
already,
yeah
you know?
they can relate to certain things, and talking to them, we also learn a little bit about their lifestyle and like what they've been through. But
That's true. I feel like a lot
yeah,
of them have some cool stories. I met a guy that like he went to what is that thing in Vermont all the people that smoke weed went to? Woodstock. He
oh,
went to
Woodstock,
Woodstock
yeah,
and he
yeah,
like used to be or like I guess he was just old. He was still a musician, but he had met like Jimi Hendrix and a bunch of really cool people. That was a cool person to talk to. And then sometimes they tell me things though that I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could forget that.
uh, it's It's
Crazy.
crazy how like time, is just different for
Definitely.
each and one of us. I didn't know we were talking about work questions here. We're
I know.
like
No, no.
two, three
There's only
years.
like two more nursing questions, and then there's not any more.
Nah, it's cool. Like, yo, this pod is honestly
I
anything
have
is
to
like.
ask about the nursing because all I've had a lot of nurses on, so I have to ask. What's your least favorite medication to open or administer at work?
Um, See, the Tylenol's been kind of a
That's
little.
that's usually my answer.
Yeah, well, it's different. Like every hospital has like certain different packagings and stuff just based off like pharmacy, like what they like.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, what they like, what they got packaged. But for us, like the Tylenols, um,
Someone evil created the packaging on the Tylenol at our job.
yeah, like they should be able to pop out a lot easier than you think, And it's just like, damn, you gotta peel it.
I know. I
And
hate that.
yeah, nothing else
I don't
really
love
kind
giving
of
like
bothers.
go lightly. Like not that it's that hard, but it's
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
after.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, Tylenol is usually my answer.
yeah. Oh my God, especially the ones that I can't get out of bed into with the go lately. Yo,
I know
cotton.
that's
Yo,
hard.
God bless the continent patients that
I
we
know.
get that are able to tolerate that. Cause
If there's a nurse in your life, you need to get buy them a drink this weekend.
yeah, and yeah, definitely a nice strong margarita.
Definitely. All right.
Oh shit.
Last nursing question.
Yeah.
What is something about nursing that you maybe want to bring attention to or you might find interesting or like important for people to know? It doesn't
Um.
have to be anything crazy, but
Yeah, well, I think it's uh I think it's important to be able to kind of understand what what nurses kind of go through on a day-to-day basis. Like a
yeah,
lot of people I saw like a lot of people there's shows that kind of, p portray like the way, nurses are and stuff.
like the
Like
pit or whatever.
yeah, like the shows on like the streaming
Mhm.
all those streaming devices, but at the same time, like, yeah, we do go through like a lot, and even like with family,
Mhm.
like coordinating with other providers, other professionals. It's just and sometimes like we don't even find the time to take care of ourselves. There's just
That's
a
very
lot going
true.
on. Like
That's
there's a
very
lot of
true.
moving pieces, and we kind of gotta be like there to kind of tie things all
Yeah.
together. But
Especially
also,
because I feel like people don't realize that we have more than like one thing to do the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
entire
yeah. Like
day.
multitasking is like super.
But
It's
then
super
a
super
lot of people
heavy on us.
recently, we've gotten complaints that they need to get this scan done because they're trying to get out of the hospital. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if there's an emergency, you're not like going ahead of that person.
Yeah, no,
Like,
there's
I don't have control over that.
yeah, so what I was trying to get at is like, like we're going through a lot and pretty much we gotta really we can shut that window, yeah. We got a fight breaking out at Julius. uh nah, so yeah, back to what I was getting at. No, we go through a lot, right? So it's important for us to kind of, be able to find comfort afterwards or like try to find our like sort of peace of mind after work and really, take that like really like decompress because it's important to really be on top of a lot of things at work. Our responsibilities are, are are pretty, are pretty important. But yeah, coming out of work, like, you just gotta like be with the right people, either yourself, have the right sort of like way to de-stress, either go to the gym or just kind of relax.
Yeah.
And
We
sometimes
work with a lot of really fun people. So I feel like maybe we're spoiled in that way. But I feel like if you're working with people that are like not fun to work with, maybe go to a different unit. It makes it a
yeah.
lot easier when you have like a really bad day. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, it's important too to take whatever you get, whatever you have going on outside of work, to kind of just let it go, and then when you're at work, you're sort of just in tune with like the people, just everybody around you, because you don't want to bring like whatever's bothering you from like at home into work,
Yeah, that's
and
very
vice
true.
versa, because it's like everything has its place, you don't really want to get too
And you
get
could
too
make like a
comfortable.
mistake if you're like distracted too.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Because there's been times like all of us have been, stressed out about something at home and like even like a relationship or
Yeah.
something. And I remember times like even back like couple years ago, I'd be in like the med room like just on
In a
my
fight on
phone.
the phone.
Yeah, like yo, this is not the shit hangs up on me. I'm trying to call back and like ignore, and I'm like, yo, like
I can't do this right
I
now.
gotta do a med pass right now. Like this is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
like
I'm glad that's not just
yeah.
me that's experienced
Yeah,
that.
nah, it's like it's universal. Yeah, we gotta. It's just really important to like especially even like I don't even touch my phone really when I'm at work anymore, just
Yeah.
because of that reason. Like, I'm like I get it. Like it's like you can be on social media, but even through text, like if I'm like if I'm gonna talk with like somebody about something, I'm just like yo, like either do it after, like I gotta do it after work, or like I'm not trying to like be emotional, like get let my emotions get too
Yeah.
much in front of like stuff I gotta do at work.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because sometimes like my mom's text me about shit and I'm like, I can't talk about this right now. Like I cannot
Yeah.
look at my phone.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
or like I'm getting a phone call from some asshole who's like, "Hey, I'm at the liquor store. What do you want?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding. That's a phone call
yeah,
I'm never missing. I'm
yeah,
never
yeah,
missing that one.
yeah, hell yeah.
All right, Timmy,
Yeah.
you're someone that's really into fashion, and as a straight man, I think that's really brave of you.
That's fucking fashion. Fashion is cool, yeah. Like
What do
that's
you? I feel like if you were gonna give advice to someone, maybe that's like in college or like getting out of college, that's like a young man that doesn't really have their own sense of fashion, like what kind of advice would you give them?
I mean, fashion is like I don't think like anybody has like created like their own certain I mean, like I
Yeah,
think
but
that's a
some
lot.
people literally do
Yeah,
not know how to dress. I didn't want to say it in that way, but
yeah,
some people really, especially young men, their moms are always buying their clothes, and then like they literally don't have any cute outfits.
yeah. Nah, yeah, I understand. I feel like it's important to like know what you like and then kind of like see like from what others like or like people like that you like that influence you to like that inspire you and stuff like kind of like see how they dress or like just
Yeah.
whoever and then make it into your own or make like I wouldn't say like do like wear the same exact thing they wear but like you could
Take inspiration.
yeah you're just something that inspires you because like nothing's really your own anymore. It's just like you kind of make it into you take like things certain things that you like from each you know.
Well, I feel like especially if you can look at people that have a similar body type to you too, because I feel like, well, especially it might affect women more, but I feel like with men too, like if guys are like all shaped different, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
But like
yeah.
different things look good on different people. So if you don't know what to wear, look at someone that has a similar body type to you too. If you like what they're wearing, I guess.
Yeah, you definitely got to be like self-aware to like your own body type too, but yeah, at the same time it's good to like it's nice to like express like what you like, what you enjoy. Like I'm like right now I'm wearing this like this is like one of my favorites. I grew up with like watching Milan and but I just like even if it doesn't really fit into like it doesn't fit into
Like the norm.
not the norm, but just what you're wearing. You can just throw like any sort of like random fit
Yeah, that's
into
true.
like
You really can wear whatever you want.
yeah. So it's I don't know. It's important, and not even that. Just to be confident too. Whatever you're wearing. I don't know. If somebody makes fun of you, it's be like, all right, like
That's actually very
you
true.
just
I feel
gotta
like
learn how to take
confidence,
it.
you can wear
Yeah,
whatever you want.
yeah. You gotta learn how to take it because somebody could be like, yo, like that shirt looks stupid, or and just be like, all right, like that's whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
go
still
fuck
wearing it.
yourself, dude. Like
Hell yeah, I'm still wearing it. Like I don't care. But yeah, we just passed Halloween. Like
yeah.
Salem Halloween's crazy. So like people like are able like they're so confident. Like with like
Yeah.
I feel like Salem and during
People were
Halloween.
wearing costumes in like September.
Yeah, but like people like have like this sense of confidence when they're
Yeah.
not even when they're not like wearing their usual shit.
Yeah.
Like when they're in costume, everybody's like
That's
does
so
like
true.
it's
It's like
like
they transform into someone else.
yeah. So it's I don't know. It's important. Like whatever you wear makes you more confident.
That's true. I feel like I love that about Halloween because you can definitely step outside your comfort zone. And if you don't like doing that normally, you kind of have an excuse to. And then, like, I definitely feel like it's and also an excuse to like, just like do something fun.
Yeah. That's yeah, it's good to, be able to kind of, express yourself in a way like that people can see. Not like, without people like really getting to talk to you. It's just,
Version.
first impression, just objectively you see like somebody it's like, "Oh, okay, like they seem like, cool, like they seem like hot, like tight end like just
Yeah.
by like what they're wearing or laid back. I don't know."
Yeah. I feel like you can express a lot through your clothes. It's like a
Yeah.
whole 4 minutes own. definitely.
Honestly, too, even though if you don't want to like really think of somebody,
Yeah.
like, 'cause somebody could be having like baggy clothes,
Hmm.
like that look like shit, and like still, have more money than like,
It's
or be
true.
or have like a lot of influence, and it's like it doesn't really, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But just like when you first see it, it's weird
Yeah.
unless you really get to know somebody and
That's
stuff.
true. Because people do judge people by like the judging a book by its cover. They do. They really do. It's true. Timmy, what are some of your favorite stores or brands to get clothes from?
Shit, like I don't really. I mean, I like the sportswears. I like the Adidas, Nike, obviously. Sometimes I like no brands. Like I have like this like I don't know. I go to like Marshalls too. Like just based on sometimes that you have like some brands that are like that are there that you don't usually see, and it's you get a good deal. I like having good quality clothes, but I also don't like paying retail. I feel like you could get it like for a lot better price
And
because.
everything's so expensive right now too.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was on Marshalls, right? Like a month ago, and
Is
I
that when
got
you got
these
that
jeans.
jacket?
Well, yeah, I got a jacket there, but I got these jeans, and they were like originally the price I said like 328. Like, yeah, it was like $300 jeans. I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
But they were priced at like 65. I'm like, these are still like kind of expensive even for jeans,
Yeah.
but I got them, and I'm
It's a
like,
steal.
it's just the material's good. Like
Yeah.
I look into like material, but also like for a good deal, Like I wouldn't really pay like 300 for it normally if I saw it.
Yeah. I feel like it
Yeah.
would have to be something really great if I was gonna spend $300 on it.
Yeah, like the threading, all that threading is really similar. A lot of like higher end brands.
Yeah.
Obviously designer brands are like nice threading, but like you could get that for like
Like Levi's
you
or
could get
something.
that for maybe like $80 to $100
Yeah.
as what they priced that at like $1,000 a t-shirt. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But but yeah, like what I learned is a lot of stuff like the designer brands like Gucci, like Louis,
Mhm.
they they buy from like they buy from like China,
Yeah.
like Asia, and what they do is they buy that material and they throw on like a stitching or like even
Mhm.
like the branding. So like legally when they brand something or stitch it, it's like made in Italy. Like it's made. So yeah, so that's how they say it's made in
Oh my
Italy. Yeah,
God.
I swear. Yeah,
That's tea. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So that's how like
I believe that.
that's why it's priced higher. Like the market, all that stuff is just like everything is just consumer like based just to like have the consumer, pay more than needed. But yeah, nah, I like quality in my clothes. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like, really too picky in what brands I wear, but I show love. I'm more of a sneaker. I like sneakers. Yeah, I like Asics. I like Solomon's, Nikes, a lot of comfort shoes, but
What pair of shoes do you think kind of got you interested in sneakers? Like,
um
was there like a pair of shoes you really loved when you were growing up or you
y-
always wanted but you couldn't get?
yeah, yeah. So I remember there's these like it was the all black Nike Air Max 95s. Yeah. And then there were
Oh,
the all black ones with like that little silver at the end of the shoe, like
yeah,
like
yeah.
that
I
at
think I
the
do
end
know
of the
what you're
shoe.
talking about. Yeah.
There's like a little metal piece, like, and
Mhm.
that's how you could tell they were real. Yeah, I was
Damn.
like
That's cool.
yeah, the all black Nike Air Max. I think those were in like 2008 or like 2006. I don't know. Like,
Damn.
yeah, those are my favorite. Those are my favorite shoes.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a signature scent?
I really like that. I've been using this like it's like a Prada. It's like called Pragadime,
To
P
look it
R
up.
A I G M E, and it was I got like a little little bottle of it, and I've been using. I'm almost out of it, but normally I use that DNC Dolce
Mhm.
Gabbana
Oh,
blue.
yes.
I
Yeah.
used to use that, and then I'm like,
You gotta
you know,
mix it up.
yeah, that kind of guy. It's nice to smell, a different scent once in a while. I use that for a little too long, so.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I have like 10 perfume bottles
Yeah,
in the other
yeah,
room, so I
yeah.
definitely get that.
But that Prada is like it smells amazing. Like I don't know, it's like it's not too heavy
Yeah.
either, and it's like it stays on for a while. Like it's good.
Interesting.
It's a good, yeah.
Oh, Timmy, you know what? I'm so hungry right now. I'm
Oh
so
shit! Yeah, yeah,
hungry
yeah, yeah.
that I could eat Envar Hoxha. And Timmy, you come from an interesting background, moving here from Albania when you were young. Not to be a nerd, but I actually did a lot of research about Albania last night. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and not to always like be bringing shit back to like being from an Irish American family, but I feel like we all can learn a lot from each other's cultures, and there's a lot of similarities between them that I feel like you wouldn't know otherwise. But like they both just got like fucked historically, I feel like. So that's really where I'm seeing it. But do
Yeah.
you remember moving to the United States? You were
Nah, so
young.
I was like, yeah, I was 3 years old. I was a little baby, but yeah, there was a lot of war mania, like previous to like my father, it was like a communist country, and like my dad would tell me like his like stories in like the army and like with war and stuff, and how like communists like, just kind of, took place, and there was a lot of like people. Like I remember like I don't remember a lot. Like I mean, it's super vague. Even like when I was like, I probably earliest I can remember when I was like 5, maybe. Like, but my mom would tell me like when I was a little baby, because I was like 2 years old. There's like people like just walking the streets like shooting like guns, and like there was like bullets that would like land on the roof, and like yeah, she would tell me like I'd be crying all the time because of the noise. So like that's something like I always remember like when I was younger, like my mom told me. I'm like just from there like I could tell like it was like they went through a lot, and like
You probably like blacked out any memories you would have had from that.
yeah, I was too young to even
Yeah.
even
And even if you did, it would have been upsetting.
yeah, and at the same time it's like I don't know, it's like they we came like in 98, so
Yeah.
like at that time they were giving out like visa lotteries,
Mhm.
and my parents ended up landing one. So like basically like yeah, you got your green card, like everything was like set up for you. Like at that time like we came over legally. It was like, a lot of people was just like, kind of
So crazy. It's awesome you guys were able to get one. Yeah. I mean, from what I was seeing, it
yeah.
wasn't a great situation to be living over there. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely better when you guys left than when they were growing up. But like
Yeah.
when I was doing all this research, the Enver Hoxha, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. He's like
The
this,
dictator.
yeah, he was a dictator of Albania, super communist guy.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that. I guess that's kind of fucked up when I say it like that.
Ah, it's cool. Yeah,
But
we
like
took
they were doing crazy shit, like building like concrete bunkers and shit up in the mountains, like thinking they were gonna get invaded and they didn't.
yeah, there was and even when you drive through
Yeah.
Albania, like, even like when I went through like my city Elbasan,
Hmm.
I was born there, and going from like there to like my mom's area, Berat, you could see all the bunkers. There's still bunkers now, but they're like all
Crazy.
destroyed. They're either like some of them are like yeah, I swear I heard like some are like made into like little restaurants or bars or like I don't
Damn,
even know.
Airbnb.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
crazy.
but I'm telling you, like they had a lot of access to like weapons, guns. They trafficked a lot of like, during, especially during World War II. I know like there's a lot of stories, but yeah, they had a hard time with his leadership, and it was hard to, it was hard to hear stories from my parents, as they grew up in that time, and kind of transitioning to like, coming to America, democracy. It was nice for them, but there's still like, they had their own like certain, kind of uh, ideas and stuff. And like growing up, it was just like, it was different because they didn't understand society like how I
Yeah.
was growing up, like as opposed to they
Yeah.
at that time. So
Well,
uh,
not to interrupt you,
yeah,
but
kind of
I think this is a very interesting point that I think people, I had no idea about this. And then when I was, for, like, I kept seeing people saying this over and over again, and all the people in the comments were like, this is very true. That when the Ottoman Empire took over Albania, it was like, kept them in the dark ages and the middle ages essentially when the rest of Europe was going through the Renaissance and the industrial age, literally up until the 19th century and the end of
yeah,
the or the beginning of the 20th century, end of the 19th century, and that's when the communists took over and they like aligned themselves with Italy and everything else, and then Mussolini was like, I think that they're maybe getting a little too much from us. You know what? Fuck Albania, let's invade them.
yeah.
But they really had a very difficult time. But I know a lot of people were saying, like, I don't know if you knew your grandparents, but or had heard a lot of things from your parents, but I know people were saying they were learning about things in like history classes about like Middle Ages Europe and stuff, and their parents would be like, "Oh yeah, like the way they built those homes, that's how we were building ours." Like, or my parents were because they literally were kept in the Dark Ages up until basically the end of the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, like that's you yeah, you probably did a lot more research than I
I
like
don't know. I don't know how
what
much you know, but I was like, I wanted to be able to ask you about it.
But Albania has been like it's a small country, but it's been like around for it has so much history.
Yeah.
It's been like it's Albania's one has one of the oldest languages
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
as far as like
And
all
I
of
don't think it's
Europe.
Proto-Indo-European either. I think
Doesn't
it has
have
a definitely different like root.
yeah, it doesn't have it's not it doesn't relate to any other language like Span like
The language is like the biggest uniting factor between Albanians. That like they have a very strong. I mean, nationalism. I know people have negative connotations with that, but they are like come from such a like a really beaten down area to like really still exist and like have such a
yeah,
strong identity. It's like really
yeah.
amazing thing. I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
relentlessness.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
nah.
resilience. I was gonna
Resilience,
say.
resilience.
But like people don't know, like there was this group of people, the Illyrians, that inhabited the
Yes.
area where Albania is now, and around the time that like the Greeks and the Romans were around, and we don't actually know a lot about them,
Yeah.
but we know like the Greeks and the Romans like didn't fuck with them. But
Yeah.
then once that like fell apart, there was this tribe, I think it's the Albanoi or something, and that's where the name Albania comes from.
Yeah.
And their language that they were speaking is still the language spoken today.
Yeah.
But that's like the Greek and Albanian rivalry has been going on for like over 4,000 years, I guess.
Yeah, nah, there's been a lot of history between the two, but
Well, a lot of there was a bunch of Albanians that were Roman emperors too.
yeah, that another thing I was gonna get at was just like influence wise, like even in like there's all around the world, like
Yeah,
even before the people like from all descents, like you'd be surprised like their background comes from like that sort of like small group of
yeah,
like back the what you were talking about the lineage, but there's a lot of influence all around the world, especially back in history. Even now there's a lot of influence too, like some people like are coming out saying like like they have like some sort of background and like a lot of artists too, but it's good to have to come from like a small group and sort of understanding the
yeah,
history honestly, like because even myself like I'm learning too like more about I don't know everything about the history, and like I remember like my grandmas would like and would try to tell me like lessons, but it's just it's it comes from like a lot of like resilience like you
yeah,
said, and at the end of the day it's we've come really far as like a culture, as like a community.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm really proud of like my heritage, and also like
yeah. You should
even
be.
like my like what my parents did, for example. But yeah, I really I hold like tight to that sort of resilience as you said, and then I might want to continue kind of leading that and spreading that energy towards
Yeah.
like
I
a better
mean,
life,
right now they've been doing really great, and they're like very quickly developing, especially in like tourism and stuff. And it's beautiful. I didn't know like
Yeah,
what it looked like, but I saw a bunch of
yeah.
pictures.
Uh,
It's
the
gorgeous.
the creator of AI, actually, OpenAI,
Oh, really?
is Albanian. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, Marita. I forget her name is Marita or something, but yeah, there's a lot of even in advancement, like there's a lot of influence everywhere around the world, even through AI, music. I mean, just in general, like I feel like there's a lot of and that sort of group is there are a lot of hardworking people, but if you kind of mix in like smart work and hard work, you can be on. Yeah, it's a lot
yeah.
of you do a lot of great things because naturally we're hard workers, but it just takes the right sort of like information, a lot of this right sort of knowledge to take hard work and smart work, and then you do a lot of good things.
That's
So
true. Well, it's crazy because less than 100 years ago, they referred to Albania as Europe's North Korea.
yeah, oh yeah, it's they
So, especially in that sense,
yeah.
it almost gives me hope for North Korea.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like just little countries have a lot of sort of
They have a lot more influence than I think people give
yeah,
them credit
yeah, and
for.
it a lot of people even growing up like I tell them like I'm Albanian. A lot of people
Mhm.
didn't even know where Albania was. I remember like like people would always ask me where Albania was, and like and for me I sort of started getting used to it, and like
Yeah.
that normally I'd always just be like it's on top of Greece to the right of Italy, like geography, I'm obviously not the best. I got geography and stuff,
Yeah.
but I feel like everybody sort of knew where like Greece was or Italy, so
I
like
feel like how the hell do people not know where that is? Like, I feel like there's
yeah,
other countries in there that are smaller, but I feel like that's in a pretty key
yeah,
location.
like Bosnia, like Macedonia,
Yeah.
all those
Oh,
countries.
well, this is another good question. Do you think, or do you consider Kosovo to be Serbian or Albanian?
Shit, yeah, like a lot of people have, a lot of strong,
This is a very
yeah,
controversial
yeah, a lot of people have
conversation.
strong opinions about that. Myself, I love like all people from that sort of area. Like I have a lot of respect. If they're good people, they're good people. But as far as like, yeah, who has that area?
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
definitely not Serbia. Yeah, it's definitely not Serbia. Yeah, like,
there you have it,
yeah,
everyone.
yeah, it's
Well,
definitely
it's
not
like Northern
Serbia.
Ireland, I feel like, where a
Yeah,
lot of like in Ireland, Protestants are very much the minority, but in Northern Ireland, they're very much the majority. And a
yeah,
lot of those people almost consider themselves more aligning with like the English people because they've been occupied for over 800 years.
yeah,
And so that's definitely a conversation with the reunification that's like very controversial. But when they created the modern day Albanian border, for people that don't know, a bunch of Albanian people or like culturally Albanian people got left out of that,
yeah,
including a very big area in Kosovo. And so that's why it's a very big conversation. And then it was like either right before that or right after that, Serbia invaded. So that's why it's like debatable.
yeah. Cheer up. That's all I can say. Yeah.
But then it's like everyone, when he said he was into the sports brands, you shouldn't have been surprised that I said he was Eastern European. So what is your favorite Albanian dish? I like might have asked you this before in real life, but I'm asking for the sake of the
I know
podcast.
all these questions are straight off the rip too. Like I don't even. Well, honestly, my mom would make really good. It's called tafkosi, and it's damn, how do I explain it? It's hard to explain, but yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. It's called tafkosi. Yeah, and I mix that. I would mix that. There was like there'd be meats in there, and it's like almost like a stew. Yeah, and but it's homemade. It's super healthy. Like my mom would make it from like natural, like
I bet it's really good.
yeah, like
Yeah.
raw like ingredients.
Yeah. What about your favorite Albanian dessert?
Um, this is dessert called kadaif, and my my aunt makes it. It's one of the best. Like it's like it almost like if you know what baklava tastes
Mhm.
like. It's like stringy
Yeah.
with like a syrup, like
Yeah, I've
honey
had
almost, but
baklava
it's also
before.
like with nuts. So like I don't know. It's like I don't know if you're allergic to
Yeah,
nuts or anything, but
I
like
am.
oh yeah. So it's like it has like nuts and but
I know
it's like with
all the
honey.
best desserts I feel like have nuts
Yo,
in them.
like I'm telling you, this shit is so it hits. Like I'll eat to the point where I'm like, wow, like
I gotta
I
get a
feel,
Prilosec.
nah, yeah, like I think I overdid it, yeah, and it's just it tastes so good, so it's like, yeah,
That's so funny.
you
I'll
gotta
have
be
to,
careful,
I know, I'll
yeah,
have to see if I can get it without nuts, or maybe I'll try to
kadaif,
make it. I don't
yeah,
know. I do love
kadaif,
to bake, so I don't know. Do you speak, so in Albania, the dialect is like more, I think it's Tosk in the south and then Geg in the north,
yeah. I don't even know.
you know?
No, so like
I don't know where
I
your
know that
family's from though.
so I'm in like the center, like it's called Elbasan. I'd say that maybe like the north, like kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because they're similar, but I know there's
the
like different slang
the
and stuff, I
dialects,
think.
yeah. So I consider myself to speak like the normal Albanian, which is like, but
Well,
everybody
I'm
has like a
sure now that everyone's more connected with the internet and stuff, like it's probably less divided than it maybe used to be.
yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, you can kind of still understand what
Yeah.
they're saying, but it's maybe a little bit. They have like a thicker like even people from like Kosovo, like they have like a different dialect than from where
Yeah.
I'm from. So
In one of the videos I watched, there was a map that like broke it down, and there's like literally like six different areas that it's like this is
yeah,
this area of Tosk and this is this area of Geg.
yeah,
So I was like, shit,
yeah.
these people have really been separated for a while.
Yeah, it's honestly it used to be Albania was like 80% Muslim too. And
Yeah, I
now it's
heard
like
that.
50% Muslim. And like
Yeah. Well, I think it
I
has like
think
one of the largest atheist populations too.
I think Christianity like I'm not even like I think Christianity is like overtaking it like
Yeah.
by yeah, there's more Christians than
Well,
Muslims
when the
now.
Ottoman Empire took over, they put into like position like Shari law or whatever,
Yeah.
and so like everyone had to pretty much convert, but not everyone did. There were still Christians and stuff. I don't know. It's I guess probably once the Shari law became illegal, like 100 years ago or so, they probably were like, "Fuck that. Let's go back to what we were doing in secret, maybe."
There's even with religion, we had like a lot of conflict with
Hmm.
religion. Like there's just been a lot of history, a lot going on. Even now, like even now, this is gonna be history what we're living through right now.
I know.
Like maybe 50 years from now, we're gonna look back or
I know. We did this project in high school called the Family Bio, and you had to interview someone in your family and like
yeah,
ask them about all these events in their life. I'm gonna have someone's gonna be like, "Grandma, like, where were you when Charlie Kirk got shot?" I'm gonna be like,
yeah. Holy shit.
"I don't know."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. There's a
someone's
lot of
getting shot every day on the news. It felt like.
yeah. There's a lot of things like, and it's hard to even like keep track of everything too. Like I forget a lot of things that even happened like during COVID too. You know, like
Yeah, that's true.
there's a lot of recap that we gotta go through. You know.
I know. There's a lot. There's a lot. Have you hiked Mount Kurab, which is the highest point in Albania before?
No, but I've been up a mountain during this like it was on a special day. It was actually with my cousin Tini, and he was with his family. We went up this like we went up this mountain. Usually like everybody went up there and like they did like they had like certain like rituals they did, performing like, certain like prayers and stuff. But yeah, it was the way we got up there was, two cars going up like this really
Oh, I
steep, like
hate that.
narrow, like steep mountain,
Yeah,
and it
I've
was
driven
just
up
like
Mount Washington before.
yeah,
I
like
can only
one yeah,
imagine.
like one car had to wait its turn, and like these cars, I'm talking about like small cars, like with like six people like packed in there, like because it's like
And like the Alps in Albania specifically are like they call them like the accursed or something because they're so fucking scary to looking and tall.
yeah,
So I can't imagine driving on it.
yeah, no, it's there's a lot of steep pathways that you need to go up, but at the end it's like it's a beautiful so yeah,
Yeah.
the
Oh, I'm
mountain
sure
range in
it's
Albania
gorgeous.
yeah,
Yeah.
has one of the best landscapes in my opinion, like from anywhere I've seen, like anywhere I've been. I think
Well, it's like the size of Massachusetts, but it has like such a different landscape throughout the country. It's like you could literally go like you don't even need to like leave the country to see all these things that you would have to go like all around the world to see.
yeah, it's beautiful. You go south, you have the beaches. You go up
Yeah.
north, you have the mountains,
And lakes.
the lakes. The Adriatic Sea is
Hmm.
something. It, it's in between Italy
Hmm.
and Albania. That sea is really
Yeah.
beautiful.
I'm really good at geography.
All the way south is the
Yeah.
Mediterranean. Like we kind of touched that, but yeah, it's nice, And we wow, I feel like our people we're lucky to kind of be in the center of like
Yeah.
where Europe. I almost feel like it's in the center.
I feel like it's in a good
It's
spot.
in a good spot where you're able to like
I mean,
kind of
I think
enjoy
it
like
definitely makes sense to me how there was like a major society there that was thriving alongside the Greeks and the Romans,
this was like
especially for
this
trading.
was thousands and thousands of years
Yeah.
ago. I'm telling you, like like the Albanian people, like I'm sure like they have like some sort of descent, like even further like that. I don't even like I can't even really go
I
into
mean,
that.
it's pretty crazy that a language still is used regularly in Europe today that does not have those Proto-Indo-European roots because there's like literally no other languages in Europe
Yeah,
that's the case. Like for
yeah,
that to survive this amount of time it is a crazy feat.
yeah, yeah,
But that's only if you're like kind of nerdy about shit like that. So
yeah.
I don't know anyone who would be.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm really lucky. My parents, have been, teaching me because initially when they moved to this country,
Mhm.
that's all they spoke. So
Yeah.
I was with them. Like I picked up the language through them.
Yeah. Did you have
Um,
trouble like learning English?
Well, so that's funny because my parents they put me in like a lot of those English classes like
Well, that makes
so
sense.
like I learned English through those classes, and then I did like I watched a lot of TV. I had like
That
video
makes
like
sense.
I even like helped my parents with like some things that like whatever I learned like and like even like before like
Like the immigrant kid
they would
doing the
help me. They
taxes.
yeah they'd be like, yo, read these taxes for me. I'm like, is this important? Like I don't even
I don't know
I'm
what this
like
means.
yeah, I don't know what this means, but this is what this the word means, and like I had no idea, but
So,
yeah, we struggle. Like I seen them struggle a lot. Like I've seen
yeah.
like a lot of like things that like we kind of overcame together.
Yeah. Hey, they
So
did that
like
shit for you. Yeah.
yeah, and like but although like it wasn't like the perfect like kind of like
Environment.
or like
Yeah.
even sort of like way about going things, because I know like 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 as a family like things stress you out, like people yell, like I get it. Sometimes you just gotta kind of be like of some like tough skin to kind of like not really like take those words like so
Yeah,
like
you don't take it
harshly.
personally. Yeah.
Yeah, like because before like I remember like things like when I was little, like I would take like things like I don't know, like my dad would say like so like so harshly,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, oh, like you know, I feel
Yeah, I
like
was sensitive when I was little.
the more I heard it, I'm like
Yeah.
desensitized. It's like,
Fuck this old guy.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, fuck. He doesn't like wait till I get older. Nah, but I love my parents. Yeah, like God willing, they're they've done a lot for me, and but yeah, it's with the language, I'm just happy to like be able to have them like kind of teach me. My grandparents when they came over, they would like teach me the alphabet and like
Oh,
how
that's
to
awesome.
how to enunciate like certain words, which was like amazing. And then and yeah, just kind of being around, like the more you use it, the more you
Mhm.
like, kind of keep the language. And like I'm happy like when I have like some friends like that like there's not a lot of friends that I have over here that
Mhm.
speak the language, but like
Yeah.
when I do come across it, it's nice to just kind of like,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fun.
it's like you feel like a better
Mhm.
you feel like some like
It's like a secret
deeper
handshake or
connection.
something.
Yeah, like when somebody like
I mean,
speaks the
makes
same
sense.
language as you. Yeah,
The
so
language is like the biggest uniting factor in the Albanian like national anthem.
yeah. So it's
So it's
like,
great that they kept it up and taught it to you.
yeah.
Well, especially
Nah,
like go like Irish people, they are now like there's this group. Oh my God, what are they called? Kneecap or whatever. And it's this Irish like rap group, but their whole thing. And then, well, then when they performed at Coachella, they were like Maggie's in a box. Margaret Thatcher, when she died, they were saying Maggie's in a box. She died a while ago, but it was just a chant they do over there. And they're like very much like incorporating Gaelic and stuff into this music and promoting like, hey, like this younger generation, let's bring our language back. Like they literally tried to they starved it out of us and like taught it out of us and everything else. Like, and the only way it's still alive is because they make people do it in school and like I think like really old people in rural areas speak it more, but otherwise no one speaks it. It's like a dying language.
yeah, and that's what like I feel like that's what Albanians like kind of like hold so like dearly.
Yeah.
So like our
But that
we
I think that's why I think it's so impressive because like with
yeah
my ancestors, like they got fucked. Like I don't speak Gaelic.
yeah
And like, I don't know.
yeah. Like when I meet another
It's
Albanian,
amazing.
I like automatically like you're my boy.
Yeah.
Like it's we keep at our culture is like we have so much like love for each other, like and like we have like we hold each other's like values like close, and
Yeah.
like if you're Albanian, then like you basically like know exactly what I'm coming from, what I've been through, like,
Yeah.
and like what our people like come from. So
Yeah.
it's like that's why like the Albanian community is so tight knit,
Yeah.
and like we have like so much like value and respect for like the basic like
Yeah.
traditional like
Yeah. What are some
more
of your
like
favorite traditions?
it's just well like tradition wise like I've been kind of like it's just been me and my
Yeah.
parents, so like a lot of traditions like we've kind of like um grew accustomed to like American
Yeah,
traditions.
that's fair.
But there's this tradition I do like where my me and my mom like we always like meet in the like the like 'cause I see her every day, but like in the first of every month we have this like there's this like little like I don't even know where my mom got it, but there's this piece of paper. It's a packet. It's an old
Yeah.
Albanian packet that's obviously
Oh,
been revised, but like
yeah. Is it the Kunan?
nah, it's just like a packet where it's like you have these 5 pennies and like
Okay.
you just shake them and then like you put them down like either heads or tails, like
Yeah.
you put them down, so it'll say like XX 20
Yeah.
XX, so like a head is a X or like a
Yeah.
tail is a 20 or vice
And is
versa.
it to
I
like
forget.
predict the month?
So it gives you like a good like yeah, it tells you like
Like the
what like
horoscope?
yeah, it basically tells you the horoscope
That's
of the month. It
cool.
gives you like some some like kind of I wouldn't say like hope or just kind of like intentions towards like what you're gonna bring
That's
to the
really
new month.
cool. I like that.
So like yeah, me and my mom do that like and like I love like kind of just it makes me feel like like I don't know more close with her, but also
Yeah.
just kind of
Well, it's
just
a
good.
special thing you guys
Yeah, it's
have.
like good
Yeah.
energy that like kind of we bring across like to
I
each
like
other, and
that.
yeah, and there's just also like another like thing like my mom does like she has like this like every time where I feel like there's like a lot of bad energy in my life, she does like this thing with like this salt that's like
Yeah.
been blessed by like the
Yeah, yeah.
oh, she has like this salt where she tosses it and like she heats up like the pan on
Mhm.
like and like she'll toss the salt in there and like the salt will explode.
Yeah.
So like when it explodes, that's like all the bad energy
Yeah.
just like kind of getting like just
That's
like
fun.
crack and then getting rid. So yeah, so like there's a lot of like just like a lot of spiritual stuff that like
That's
me
nice.
and my mom do like and like I think a lot of it like has been passed down from like how she grew up.
Definitely.
Yeah, my mom, like, yeah, I like, she's like the more spiritual person in my
Yeah.
life. My dad is just kind of like the more like realistic and like
Yeah, that's like my
kind of hard
parents too.
working. Yeah, and so like, both of their like energies together, like, I don't know, I feel like it's just really,
That's
yeah,
pretty
it's really
cool.
refreshing. So,
That's pretty cool. You know, I when I was researching it, there's this really old book like the Kunan or like some kind of like thing that's like their moral code. It's like really really old. I think it's from like
yeah,
1000.
there's a thing called
That's the thing I was
Besa,
gonna ask you.
and there's like,
Besa,
yeah,
it means to keep the promise, but what does that kind of mean to you? It's a huge part of the Albanian identity.
yeah, there's a lot of like in our words too. Like, there's a lot of like, like I said, we hold like these like just like simple like values so like closely, but it's
I
it
mean, it
basically,
empowered them to shelter Jews during the
that's
Holocaust,
what
and a
I'm
lot of
saying.
people
So
wouldn't do
basically,
that.
yeah, so basically it could have been anybody. Like, it
Yeah,
could have literally been anybody. It didn't even
yeah.
have to be the Jews, but back then, like,
But
they
no one else was taking them in.
yeah, back then, like, we're people who, like, if we like see somebody in need, like, and we're
Yeah,
helping them, like, you're basically like in our circle, like, we'll basically
yeah,
die for you, at that point, like,
yeah.
because
That's
it's like,
beautiful.
we're like,
You know, I feel like what it's like to kind of be persecuted and be like struggling, and so it makes you guys like stronger, and you don't want to have to, I don't know, see someone else go through that.
yeah, there's just a sense, like, I feel like we just
Of
have
like
like a sense of
community.
like, yeah, like this energy deep inside, like, where like morals, like, just come into place where it's like you just want to like help, like, you have like, you don't want like suffering, like, all that stuff, like, it's just kind of like, brought to the side. Like, it doesn't matter what like you're going through, like, who,
Yeah,
like, if like you come in like asking for help and we help you, we take you in, you're basically a part of our family.
yeah,
Yeah, even I think that's like super important, like, as far as you know it's sort of like human values, like, people
yeah.
don't really people
Especially
don't
nowadays, I feel like people are all like
t-
turned to themselves and very
yeah,
self-consumed.
people are really selfish, and like,
Yeah.
even now, like, how, like, we're talking about it now, but like, I'm thinking back on like my life, like, my parents have have been so like like very hospitable.
Well, I was gonna say they're very famously like amazing hosts, the Albanian
Yeah, like,
people. And it makes
yeah,
sense because I feel like you're a really good host. Every time I've been to your place, you're like so attentive, like more than you need to be. I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm okay. But it makes
No,
sense.
yeah, like, I get it from my parents, and I think they get it from just like growing up in
Yeah,
their
it's like
like
the
culture.
community vibe.
But
Yeah.
it's like, they have like pleasure in like seeing other people like happy, and they have like a lot of pleasure in just kind of making people feel
Hmm.
comfortable, and like just kind of protecting, like, just relationships, and
Yeah.
like, value. And that's something that, like, even me, like, growing up, like, it's hard to kind of have that, because everybody like was to themselves,
Yeah.
and like, I'm an only child, so like, I didn't have
Yeah.
like kind of, what I had was just my mom and my dad.
And you're a dude, so it's like
It's
already you guys don't have that kind of relationships girls tend to make
Yeah,
emotionally.
but no, I valued all my friendships. I
Yeah,
valued everything.
definitely.
I have like a lot of like passion, and like a lot of things I do. I don't, whether my friends see it or not,
Yeah,
and like,
I'm sure they do.
even if they don't, like, I know there's been like a lot of like, even in this modern age, but like, to talk back, to bring it back to
Yeah.
like, the time of like, when you were talking about, it's yeah, like, the words that, like, we give like to people, if we give somebody our word to, like, be there for them, like, it's our word, or like
I
nothing.
believe
Yeah,
it.
it's like, it's we'll like die for you at that point. So yeah, they brought up, they hid like a lot of Jews. They said like they protected
That's
a
what I
lot of
heard.
Jewish people, especially like during the Holocaust, like when everybody was like trying to find shelter, and yeah, we have good relationships with a lot of countries. It's just like, where yeah, we have just like kind of like a bad reputation, just from like
Yeah.
all like the violent, like the
I
wars,
feel
and
like my
yeah,
perspective on it isn't like I feel like you guys have a bad reputation. I mean, the reputation is like just like Eastern European people and wearing tracksuits and shit.
yeah,
But
like,
like, I wouldn't think of it being like a bad place to live because I mean, I don't know that much about it. I mean, obviously, like looking into it, it looks really nice now, but I just like feel bad because I feel like the country's just like been through so
it's
much.
a
Like, I
third
like
world
feel
country.
bad.
Yeah, it's a third world country, Julia. It's like,
Yeah.
I remember my first time going back. I was like, wow, like, I see like,
You're like, no wonder we fucking left this
yeah,
shit
you see a
hole.
lot of poverty. Even like where my parents grew up, in fact, like
Yeah.
they had like like the proper resources. They had like a house. Like I have a house back in Albania, and
Yeah.
like my family lives there
Okay,
still
that
now.
makes sense.
But they had like good resources. There's still like we were in the city, but like outside of the city,
Mhm.
it's like poverty, like sticks and stone
Yeah.
houses. Like people like in the streets, like just a lot of there's not a lot of now. I don't know how it is now, but back then
They
like
didn't have a lot of services,
there's
maybe.
not a lot of opportunities, even like for like if I think about it, like if I grew up there, I'd go to school, this and that, but like even then, like I'd make like $100 a week. I'd make like the
Yeah.
wages out there are terrible. So a lot of people end up like moving out, either
Yeah.
like selling drugs,
That's
like doing a lot of
awful.
other stuff to like kind of like provide. And out there, like it's really like drugs,
Yeah.
weapons, super accessible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that like work differently. Yeah, it's a third world.
Awful.
It's a
I
whole
was like, I
different
guess
world.
that actually is the reputation. I did think about the drugs and the weapons.
Yeah, because that's how people like like
It's how it's like in the
nobody's
movies.
gonna live off like $100, $200 like a
Yeah,
week. I
that's
mean, even though
awful.
like things are a lot cheaper out there, but like
It's not right. Like they should be
yeah,
getting paid more money.
yeah, it's just like how the economy's set up. But yeah, I've heard there's a lot of like a lot of new developments now. And this, I talked to my cousin now, like she still lives out there, and like I think I'm gonna make a visit, probably next year or
That'll be
something. Yeah,
fun.
yeah. But
That'll be
yeah,
really fun.
I'm happy to kind of see how things have developed. Yeah.
My last question is a little less serious, but Reiki or Raki or whatever it is,
Raki, yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
alcohol.
like made out of plums and grapes or something. Does it taste good? Is like wine,
So Raki, no, it's like almost like
like liquor.
moonshine. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty strong. My dad loves it. Him and his friends like they party out like
Yeah,
to this day like they have parties in the back drinking it like it's really strong like
yeah,
and at one point like I remember when I was younger it was like it was almost used as medicine. Like my mom would take some in her hand and
yeah,
she would just put it on my chest when I had like a
yeah. Like
cold.
almost to be like Bengay or
Yeah,
something.
when I had
Yeah,
a cold and like it would really like warm me up. I'm sorry, it would
I bet
warm
it.
me up like
I bet it
super
would.
heavy. And then she would like tell me to throw on a shirt, a sweater, like just like warm up because it can like make you like cold and stuff. So there's a lot of like purposes for it. I know it's
Interesting.
my family, like my grandfather, he ended up making it him, so it was home,
Mm,
everything was homemade. Even now like my uncle gets it homemade. There's a it's a whole process. It was through grapes,
it's
and
interesting.
there's different tastes, but it's very strong. Yeah, and it gets you. There's a very high alcohol content in it,
Yeah,
so it's like one shot will
awesome.
like make you. Yeah, I wish I brought some. Damn, if we were
Love
gonna
to.
start, I would have brought
I
like a.
know. I
We
should have
could have took
mentioned
a
it.
shot. Yo, next
I know. I
episode.
want to try it.
Episode. Yeah, yeah,
Next episode. That's definitely all right, Timmy. You have to tell me some of the things that you've been slightly obsessed with recently. It just has to be some things that you maybe a restaurant you went to recently,
yeah.
or anything like that. Because that
Um,
I do that every episode.
something slightly
Or you
upset.
just like. It just has to be
Mm,
something that you've been into. Like I'm gonna go with. I'll start. I watched this documentary like about Eminem on
yeah,
Paramount last night, so I'll give Eminem a shout out. He's a
yeah,
legend. It's about like Stan and like the stands and how his
yeah,
fans were fucking crazy and kind of created that modern fandom like
yeah.
craziness. And I was like, yeah, I guess that was me, One Direction. No, I'm just kidding, but I guess kind of. But it's interesting because he's just like, you wouldn't think of that for like a dude that's like so masculine and like macho, that he would have such crazy fans. Because you'd think of it like little girls more so.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was interesting.
Nah, that is interesting, Julie. Honestly, something like I've been like a little obsessed with. Well, I just keep checking my phone now, even like with like the
Oh, your new
crypto. Yeah,
phone?
no, no. So I'm like,
Oh, the invest.
I've been really like into crypto right now. The market's pretty low as far as November 4th, 2025. Hopefully, like a year from now,
We're gonna
we're
be
so
rich.
yeah, we're gonna be. But like I've been like looking like pretty much like every other like not even like every other hour.
Yeah.
Cause like it says very, it's fluctuating. It's super like volatile right now. Like everything is like, there's like some things like it relates to what's happening right now in like
Yeah.
the current day. A lot of what the president's saying, and then a lot of like what, especially Powell, the guy who handles the
Yeah.
interest rate. Yeah, interest rate right now is a bitch, especially in Massachusetts. I don't know
Yeah.
how like Rest of the country's handling it. I'm sure it's not
I'm
well.
sure it's not good.
But yeah, there's just like a lot of like, things that like react to the you see a lot how like things react to certain, how certain people have influences
Yeah.
to like, the market. But then again, like the whole
But yeah, speaking of which, Nancy Pelosi said she's not running again.
well, we can celebrate later, that's a celebration for later. But honestly, yeah, like it's hard to kind of keep up with like how all this manipulation by like the
Yeah.
higher ups is sort of like,
Like she's done a lot, but she's the queen of insider trading. So it's like you can't ignore that.
yeah, they had an app that like kind of like followed up with like she would like
Yeah,
her shit. It was like it's called like I actually had that app, but I didn't really use it.
it's fucked. Like
But yeah,
all of those
a lot of
politicians.
insider trading. Like even all this like talk about war that's happening now. It's all money based. It's all money related. The dollar's like collapsing right now.
Yeah.
We gotta find some like a lot of things are like headed towards like digital currency. Like Trump's talking about like being number one in like crypto right now. Like he just met with China. Like they're
I know,
really
but
like
remember what you're talking about? It's so bad for the environment.
I
And it's
know
like,
like
can we trust Trump?
but a
He's
lot of
only lied about literally everything
but
ever.
a lot of like other a lot of other cryptos are a lot like more efficient for like the economy, not just like I know a lot like uses like what you were talking about
The energy.
energy, but
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like a big polluter for people that don't know for crypto and for AI because they just have to cool this like the computers all day.
yeah. I hope you have a good following base that follows crypto because hopefully they can give me some
I
such
know maybe
advice
they will.
where
I mean, I put it on like everything, so maybe
yeah.
people comment and shit. Maybe we'll have to see what they
Right
say.
now it's just a lot of AI talk, a lot of
Yeah.
like digital
Oh, because there's that AI robot
exchanges.
that can like clean your house now.
Yeah, I saw that
That's
too, and like
crazy.
even now, there's still like I wouldn't get that right away because there's probably gonna be a lot of like
Yeah.
sort of like troubleshooting going on with that, but
I'd be worried about it like catching on fire when I wasn't home or something.
or like yeah, or
I
like
wouldn't want to
blowing the
leave it on.
house up, yeah, or
Yes.
like yeah, I don't even know how that's
Leaving
gonna
a gas stove on or something. Like, you never know.
yeah, and like you gotta get insurance for that thing now too. It's like
In case it like kills someone.
you gotta get life insurance for the fucking robot now too. It's like what else am I paying for?
And
Like
the Apple Care. You'll need to get the
uh
Apple Care for it. All right, Timmy, I'm going to ask you a bunch of rapid fire questions before we go.
yeah.
And so don't think too much about your answer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite workout right now?
Um My favorite workout is probably like back day or something. Like what my muscle like I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when you're at the gym.
Oh, when I'm at the gym, um, I'd say the bench press. Yeah, I'd say the bench press. I like the bench press. I like kind of working my way up with more weight on that. Even squats. But I hurt my back, so I'm kind of
Yeah, you have to be
yeah. You
careful.
gotta be careful with squats and like deadlifts. Deadlifts I hurt my back with, but squats are good. It's just
You got to be careful,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. But
Especially
no,
because
yeah.
we move people at work.
Yeah. You gotta take care, but like it's good to train over a little
Yeah,
over time. But
yeah,
yeah.
that's definitely true. What's your go-to drink at the bar if you're gonna go out?
Dang, I used to get espresso martinis. Shit, yeah, it was a nice little pick me up.
Creamy or dark?
Creamy.
I
Hell
already
yeah.
knew
I'm
the answer
not
to that,
crazy.
but
I'm not that crazy, Julie. Shit.
where did you smoke weed for the first time? And how old were you?
I was 19. Yeah, nah, I was 18, and
Damn.
I smoked out like basically in an abandoned house, which at the time it was like across the park from like
Yeah.
elementary school. But yeah, it was an abandoned house. They just had like some open space, and yeah, I think it was yeah, I think so. It was a joint that I hit the first
Interesting.
time.
Yeah, the first time I smoked, it was definitely a joint.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was 16.
Well, this was the second time because the first time I remember
You
I
didn't get
smoked and
high.
I didn't get high, and I'm just like everybody told me that, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I don't like, and then
Well,
my
everyone
second
told me
time,
that, and I didn't
yeah,
want that to happen to me. So I had my friend Charlie, like, he was like, you just got to inhale. So he was like, Julie, you got to practice. He's like, when you inhale, you have to go, otherwise, you're not going to get high. So I was like, okay. And that's probably why when I go to cough, I hold my breath, and then I'm like, I can't, it's not
yeah, so yeah, that was groundbreaking. I heard like music in the back. I
Yeah.
saw like I almost you remember like what kaleidoscopes look like?
Yeah.
I saw like a kaleidoscope in the sky. I'm not even shit. Yeah, it
Beautiful.
was like I was like, what the fuck? Like I would like like absolutely be
Chasing
in
that
like
high
La
ever
La Land.
since.
Yeah, I'd be in La La Land. Yeah, all the tea breaks don't add up to it. I took like a
It's
tea break. I
true.
took like a week tea break. I was like, I'm hoping to like, get that same,
Yeah.
but it's at the same time, it's pretty manageable now, like, cause we're older too, and I feel like there's like I feel like there's a reserve part in our brain where it's just kind of like we're able to handle things now that like
Yeah.
we kind of been through things when we were younger, like like
Yeah.
experimented with drugs and
I know
stuff.
what you
So
mean. And you're
yeah,
like, relax, like it's just weed. Like it's
yeah,
nothing
yeah. Nah, it's
crazy.
nothing crazy. Yeah, but even right now, our president's trying to like legalize it federally because a lot of people in the army are
Yeah, that would
like
be
smoking
good.
and they're not like technically allowed to.
I know.
Like obviously he's gonna back up the army. The army like that's
Yeah.
who like that's our number one defense
Yeah,
system.
well,
Like we're
he's
like
like
the
the
number we have the
war
strongest.
chief or whatever the fuck. Well, like that's like why for Joe's job they can't have weed on their
Yeah,
drug
so once
test.
it's legal federal, I mean
I
like
know.
hopefully there's some change, but like at the same time
Hopefully.
like yeah, they've made so much revenue
Yeah.
off like marijuana off each state. Like they've
Bro,
made
the
to the
taxes are
road, yeah, to the road.
crazy.
They've had enough money to like build roads, build
That's
like
crazy.
so many things. Like yeah, just based off like they probably made hundreds of
Yeah.
millions of dollars, like
Well, it's
probably
literally
billions at
like
this point.
if you're
Yeah,
spending like $70, it's really gonna be like 90 something because of the taxes in Massachusetts. It's
yeah.
really
Now
crazy.
it's gotten a little better, but
A
when
little
weed
better,
first came
yeah.
out, like when we first came out, like I remember
It's
that
legal.
ATG in Salem was the first weed dispensary store in
That had
Massachusetts.
wrecked.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Yeah.
lived down the street from it, ironically. So like
Oh,
I remember like there
perfect.
was a line being stretched like the first like couple months. Yeah, there'd
Yeah.
be people like, holy shit, we can buy weed at the
That's
stores.
so
It's
crazy.
like ground like you haven't like heard of anything like that in like ever.
That was awesome.
We used to like
It's like I forget it's not legal federally. I'm like, what the fuck are
yeah
you guys talking about? You guys can't smoke weed? That's
yeah
so not
yeah
chill.
yeah.
If you were gonna have a boys' night out, what would be like your ideal boys' night out? Like you guys are gonna have the most fun night ever.
Um. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Like, honestly, with good company, like
Yeah.
you could do anything and kind
Yeah.
of, have enjoy sort of almost everything and anything because it's like doesn't really matter. But yeah, it depends on like the people. Definitely, a fun night out. Honestly, we probably I want to say go to a bar. Yeah, we could start at a bar for a little
Yeah.
pregame, but
And then just see
um,
where the night takes you.
yeah, I like clubs and stuff, and
Yeah.
I haven't been to like to one in a while, but like
Yeah.
there's a lot of like fun like dancing and stuff. I like dancing and like
Yeah.
kind of having a good time, especially with like some alcohol. Like you're more
Yeah.
up to like enjoying like kind of like the music and
True.
like environment because
Yeah.
normally it's
More serious.
normally people are serious. They don't really let loose and kind of get to experience all this like
Yeah.
energy around
That's
them.
true. That's
It's
true.
nice to switch up your surroundings too. So
Timmy, how old were you when you had your first kiss?
my first kiss, I was 16 years old at
Me
a
too.
school dance.
Interesting.
Yeah, at a school
I
dance.
was 16. I was at like a camp sleepover and the boys came or whatever.
Yeah, I was 16. Yeah, 15, 16. But yeah, it was yeah, from that moment on, I remember even before then, like I used to like hug a girl and I'd be like, "Oh my God, I feel like I just
Best of
like
my life.
yeah, I'm like, wow, did it just happen? Like I don't even know like shit.
That's so
That
funny.
was like a body right there.
I
Yeah.
know.
A hug was a body back in fucking
In high
yeah.
school.
Nah, high
Middle
school.
school.
Yeah, middle school, yeah. Elementary school. I remember I was in elementary school. I was in like fifth grade, and I saw one of my closest friends, my boy. He was like making out with this girl, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, that was one of the craziest things. I didn't really like, cause I never really
You're
saw
like,
like
we're
my,
12. What the fuck?
yeah, like I didn't even really like see all that too. And I'm just like, oh, like, like shit. Like, from there on, I'm like, oh, like girls are like open to like this
You're
type of
addicted.
things. Yeah, yeah. From now, like girls are open to this. Like, I got my first kiss. I'm like rolling from there. Like, yeah,
No,
yeah,
untouchable.
yeah.
Untouchable after that first kiss. How did you propose when you were in high school to go to prom? I don't know if you ever did propose to anyone, but
Oh shit, yeah. Nah, I didn't propose that. I just said like to this guy, I was like, "Hey, you trying to go to prom?" No, oh no, actually, I've been like, I was invited to like a couple of different proms, not
yeah,
from my school, but like for my prom,
that's fair.
it was kind of like I asked this girl, I was like, "Hey, you trying to like what was it, junior year and senior
Probably
year,
junior
two
and
prom?
senior year.
Yeah, I didn't really do any crazy
Yeah.
proposals, nothing crazy.
I got like a pretty normal one my junior year, and then but it was just like we were just like going as like friends because like
Yeah,
my
it was
friends
just
were
impressed.
going together.
Yeah,
But then my boyfriend I actually dated in high school never proposed to me, and I was like, "Fuck you, dude." And
yeah.
then, but Joe felt bad because he was like, "That's like sad. You never had a nice proposal." So when he took me to the dance, his fucking college dance, he came and like brought flowers and shit.
Yeah, no, that's sweet.
That's
Yeah,
very
I know
nice.
like a lot of girls like
Yeah,
want that, like, 'cause it's nice to have like that sort of
yeah.
like
Well, you want to take the
attention.
picture, and some people do like
Yeah.
crazy stuff, and it's like if you don't get anything, it's just like,
Yeah, but
damn.
that's the thing. That's the thing. So like we see so much shit on like social media that's
Yeah,
like these are like how the fuck you compare to the next, like,
I know.
you see like people doing like over the top stuff. So it's
I
like
know. Especially for
and
the real
and then girls
proposal.
have this like idea in their head. They're like, "Oh, like, I better like have something like that or something like close to that, and if I
Yeah.
don't, like I'm gonna be upset." But it's like at the same time it's like even if somebody asks you just like, "Hey, like wanna go to prom with me?" Or like just being like, yo, like
Yeah.
you gotta be even grateful for, somebody even asking you because
I
a lot
know.
is just like it takes a lot to even ask a
I was gonna
girl.
say because the guys are scared to ask
Yeah, it
too.
takes a lot to ask a girl, but at the same time it's like, you shouldn't have like I feel like expectations are better when when they're like none, like
Yeah,
and
one of my friends was like afraid to ask me because he was probably like, our friends are gonna make fun of me.
yeah.
And then I got asked by someone else. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to tell him you're not gonna go with him because you're gonna go with me." And I was like, "I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
Yeah.
That would be mean." I was like, "You should have asked me.
Yeah.
Like you didn't want to ask me, so you like I'm going to someone else."
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, back then I was like, I always looked at prom. I was like, I didn't want to be like, I don't want to say like I thought I was too cool for prom, but I was just like, oh, like this is nothing crazy. I
Yeah,
didn't think it was like anything. Like I know a lot of people were just like, cause now that I
I
look
feel
at
like
it
the
too,
guys don't
it's
care.
special.
It
Looking back,
is.
it's like, damn, like I went to school with these people. Like
Yeah.
I grew up with them basically,
And
in
I
like
could
a time
never
where I was like
do anything else
developing.
like that, you know?
Yeah, so it's like I want to like if when I have kids when they're like have them go to prom, I want to be like, yo, like
Yeah,
fucking enjoy this day or like
I
really
know.
really be grateful for this day and like kind of like take it all in because like how people would tell you back then like
Mhm.
shit just goes too fast
I
like
know,
and then
it's
like here
true.
we are today
I
like
know.
shit like 10 years like not even like
I know.
10 years later it's like oh my god.
I know. Yeah, it's like now 7 years out of high school, 8 years. And for Timmy's sake, I'm not gonna say how long he's been out of high school. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Oh God,
Yeah, 14. Yeah.
we're old. If you weren't a nurse, what do you think you'd be doing now?
If I wasn't a nurse,
Yeah.
I'd probably be a plumber or something. Yeah, just laying pipe.
Yeah.
Nah,
Shut up.
I have my business. I thought about like the business aspect and stuff, but like again, like I said, it's just like I don't know. Like my parents like always like gave me that like that people like helping people like
Yeah.
characteristics. So I
And
just
like you want to get a job that you can like get a job in and like have a good income and
yeah, not
everything.
really worry about like I can like move around like whatever unless like
Yeah.
like with all good things to come. But yeah, I'm just happy to like kind of be where I am today, and I just still want to move on. Like, I feel like I'm not done yet to like
Yeah.
to the point where I have like enough to like offer like in this life. So
Yeah.
yeah, I still feel like we're undervalued, Julie. This podcast needs
I know.
views, yo. This
I know it
podcast needs
does.
like
That's why I'm really trying to do a lot of creating this week. It just sucks that like
yeah,
I lost my voice. But we'll figure it out. One of Joe's friends was like, Julie, you gotta keep pumping these posts out. You can make it. I was like, okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess I have to.
yeah.
All
Just
right. Timmy, my last question is
yeah,
what is something else you'd want to see on the podcast in the future? This is
something.
my last question I always ask all the guests. Or
Something.
something you think I should do.
Maybe some like interactive, like we'll be like doing like some moving around, like some maybe you even have like these meta glasses coming up, like you
Oh,
can do some like interactive stuff, and
yeah.
then kind of just bring the podcast to a
Yeah,
whole nother level.
I've never seen the meta glasses.
They're like $200-300, but they're like honestly they have like good features. You could like they take pictures just as well as the iPhone does.
Damn.
But yeah, like doing something like kind of that just brings more like
Yeah.
interactiveness into like
That's true. That's a good idea. Something
that's
different.
my. Otherwise, like you're, pretty solid. It's. I need a sponsor. You know, you gotta have like some like
We need some
like
sponsors.
a little Don Julio bottle right here,
Dude,
like sitting
people at the
little Don
local
Julio right there. You know, shout out Don Julio.
Dude, the people at the local dispensary in Swampscott, they literally, when I was in there last time, they called me by my first name and like
They
didn't
knew
even
you.
like
You're
look at my ID. I
famous.
was like, so I'm
Yeah,
like, can I get a sponsor from you guys? I might go in there and
yeah.
be like, hey,
Yo, closed mouths don't get fed, Julie. Just keep
or can
asking,
I make
keep
some
hustling.
stickers? I'll be like, can I put these stickers here?
You gotta be in like you gotta be in a room filled with like even if yourself you're not in the position like being like having like certain people around you, the certain like
Yeah,
influences like you only get as far as the people
that's very
you
true.
stay around so
That's very true to me. Beautiful.
but yeah, shit, Julie,
Thank
thank
you
you
guys so
for
much for listening to this episode of the podcast. And thank you, Timmy, for coming on. You are
oh my
always
God,
welcome on the
yeah,
podcast.
Julie,
You did me a huge favor coming on today. I really appreciate it.
yeah,
And I don't even know what else I usually say here. You can follow me at HFSF Pod on anything, I guess. And I think that's it.
oh
Bye,
yeah, hell
guys.
yeah, thank you,
Bye.
follow, yeah.